From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I've seen and heard cars just screeching to try to stop at this crosswalk.
Crosswalk confusion, how some in the Magic City this morning are finding new avenues of safety less safe as drivers ignore stop signs.
It's such an important time to really embrace the arts with everything going on in our world.
Unveiling art in the midst of a budget cut, a look inside the Yellowstone Art Museum's newest exhibit as the yam remains at the center of a debate.
If you're going to go hunting this season, you need to know where the animals are. I'm Chet Lehman. Coming up this week, we talk about FWP's yearly hunt forecast, what it is, and how it looks for some species here in southwest Montana.
Those stories and much more coming up in the next hour. Good morning and welcome back to Montana This Morning on this Monday, September 8th. I'm Hailey Monaco here with Miller Robson. Good morning, Miller.
Good morning, Hailey. Happy Monday,
Yes.
everybody. Some warmer temperatures. I know you're happy about that.
I sure am.
Some areas, maybe the next couple of days, flirting with the 90s. Yesterday, it was a warmer than average day here at Billings, about 8 to 10 degrees above the norm. Our low, though, at 50, pretty much on target. Very seasonal. Top gusts yesterday at 57 miles an hour. We got that last night with this decaying thunderstorm that gave us a little bit of a heat spike, a heat burst around 8:45 p.m. last night. The temperatures went up by about 4, 5, 6 degrees briefly and then cooled right back down again. And if you missed that explanation earlier, I'll try to remind you what happened last night as we go along this morning. Moisture totals for the month, we're still in the hole. But for the year, we're pacing ahead. As we get toward the end of the week, Friday to Saturday, we may have a chance to get on the plus side with maybe a good push of moisture heading our way. We do have a little bit of rain this morning, or did here in Billings. I had a few drops coming in this morning. It's off to our east right now. It'll pretty much dry up for the most part today. We could still see a few isolated showers from west to east this afternoon into this evening. Temperatures out there right now in the 50s and 60s. We're at 65 right now at the airport, a little milder than normal. Humidity at 45%, dew points at 43 degrees, winds out the southwest at about 15 miles an hour. So our day planner, we'll see a lot of sunshine today with some clouds mixing in, and it's going to be hazy today. By lunchtime, near 80, mid-80s, maybe upper 80s by the time we head home. We'll try to hit a high today of 87. But yeah, that wildfire smoke may keep those temperatures down just a bit. It's going to be thick for the next couple of days. We'll tell you more about that. And we'll tell you about several chances of maybe severe weather and then some heavy rain coming in when the main forecast coming up.
That heat burst thing is
That was very
fascinating,
interesting.
Miller.
And you know what? Remind me when we get back on here
Yes.
and do I'll tell everybody a little bit about what
Awesome,
happened last night.
perfect,
That was kind
wonderful.
of cool, yeah.
All right, thanks, Miller.
Sure.
And we begin this morning in downtown Billings. Billings drivers are getting a new lesson in traffic flow as downtown streets have taken a turn with freshly installed stop signs. And we've noticed some confusion right outside our Q2 studios with cars rolling through the intersections. This morning, our Andrea Lutz shows us how drivers are adjusting to make sure this street conversion project works as planned.
There's plenty of change
Warning lights are flashing
in the lanes for Billings drivers.
This is where my concern is.
Here in front of the downtown YMCA,
I just keep telling people, don't assume cars are stopping.
that's where a brand new crosswalk is catching attention. And Kim Kaiser is walking us through why.
Yeah, I think anytime you're looking at a mid-block crosswalk where you don't have a hard stop at a light, it's concerning. And oftentimes cars either choose not to see the flashing lights or don't really care to stop.
The crosswalk is part of a bigger effort, the city converting several one-way streets back to two-way traffic. But with the new flow comes new confusion. Watch closely as cars blow through this stop sign at 3rd and 32nd, right outside our Q2 studios. In 50 minutes, our cameras caught 11 cars that never even seemed to tap their brakes.
We're still asking for a little patience there.
The city admits it's not finished yet.
There's still a lot of improvements to be done to those two intersections that are going to start to make it feel a little more close-knit, and people are going to probably be more aware.
That includes brighter striping and flags on stop signs meant to catch your eye. But even after those fixes, we recorded another dozen drivers rolling right through in less than an hour.
What are your thoughts when you see that?
I think more awareness and visibility.
For Fogelsong, it's a reminder.
There's a whole lot of things that just aren't done yet.
Warning lights are flashing.
All these near misses mean one thing. Drivers need to pay attention.
Just always make sure cars are stopping. All the cars, there could be 3 potential cars here at any time that need to stop. So I really just want to encourage our members and our communities don't assume that a car is going to stop in a crosswalk.
Because even with flashing lights and bright paint,
Sometimes we see multiple cars. I've seen and heard cars just screeching to try to stop at this crosswalk.
a new look for Billings streets and a new lesson for drivers. See the signs and slow down. In Billings, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
Andrea, thank you. Now, the city says it opted for stop signs over traffic lights because they're statistically safer and reduce backups. But since August 1st, there's been 14 crashes downtown, mostly at the busier cross streets like 4th, 6th, and 27th. Over the weekend, an early morning house fire sent 3 people to the hospital at a home on Avenue C. Flames tore through the living room of the home just after 6 o'clock Sunday morning, causing major fire, heat, and smoke damage throughout. The Billings Fire Department says 3 people made it out but were rushed to the hospital by ambulance. The cause is still under investigation. 1 person is behind bars after a law enforcement pursuit through Miles City over the weekend. It all started early Sunday morning when a deputy attempted a traffic stop on Interstate 94. The Custer County Sheriff says the suspect fled off the highway and went through town before getting onto U.S. Highway 12 toward Baker. A Miles City police officer deployed spike strips, bringing the chase to an end. The suspect is currently being held at the Custer County Detention Center. This morning in Washington, President Trump is expected to make remarks at the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C. The event comes as the Trump administration has begun an immigration operation in Boston. The president also sent mixed messages over the weekend regarding his threats to send federal agents to Chicago. Bradley Blackburn has more.
President Donald Trump attended the U.S. Open over the weekend amid backlash over his threats to take over U.S. cities in a crackdown on crime and illegal immigration.
We're going to make a decision as to where we go over the next day or two.
Over the weekend, the president posted this meme on social media warning that, quote, Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War, also referring to his renaming the Department of Defense. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker pushed back on social media. Illinois won't be intimidated by a wannabe dictator. And on CBS News Face the Nation, Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth.
It would be an illegal order to declare war on a major city, any city within the United States by the President of the United States.
Sunday, President Trump appeared to soften that rhetoric.
We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities.
This, as CBS News has learned, the administration is pushing forward with a plan to turn a naval base north of Chicago into a staging area for potential immigration operations. And an internal memo obtained by CBS News says roughly 250 federal agents have been requested. Sparking protests as the Windy City also held Mexican Independence Day events over the weekend. Also Sunday, the Department of Homeland Security said it has launched a new immigration enforcement operation in Massachusetts dubbed Patriot 2.0. DHS says to target the worst criminal illegal aliens living in the state. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
A new CBS News poll shows that 58% of Americans oppose the president sending the National Guard to other cities beyond Washington, D.C., while 42% support it. Back in Billings, the Yellowstone Art Museum is at the center of a heated debate after county commissioners slashed funding by more than 70%. While protesters rallied to show support, funding dropped to $50,000. As our Isabel Sparts reports, the museum is pushing forward and unveiling a new exhibit.
While there's a commotion on the outside over county funding cuts,
Art is what we're fighting for.
Inside, noise, just in a different form.
And then here's typography and information and language, and then it makes a nice sound also.
Step into the world of John Lodge, and it may seem like a lot at first glance.
What are these things? They're just kind of like over in the corner down on the floor. That's another, floor. That's one of my, I love.
But there's a method to the madness.
It becomes abstraction. That's what we're dealing with here, is abstraction, something that doesn't really connect to what it should be or it could be anything.
That collection of abstraction is what's turned into the Billings-based artist's newest exhibition, now on display at the Yellowstone Art Museum. Titled Carbon Strata, Lodge worked collaboratively with the museum to bring his concepts to life.
The work goes high up the walls. It's in the portal windows, up in the skylights. It's everywhere. Kind of just like his theme with carbon. It's everywhere.
Taken from his experience growing up in Red Lodge and later as a photographer and jazz musician, his art reflects our natural world and what binds us all together.
So it's like the running system of everything, so I can build anything and think about just about anything and make a connection to it in some way to carve it, like this light.
From filament strung on a wall to a collection of dots to even just a simple cone, it's all done with a purpose.
That's what I mean here. I have to be fearless to say, okay, I'm going to do this. No matter how stupid it is or absurd, I like the concept and I like how it looks.
And John doesn't care if it doesn't make sense to you, because sometimes it doesn't make sense to him either.
I don't necessarily understand. I'll tell you a whole different story the next time you come in.
But maybe that's the point, serving as a sense of enjoyment in the middle of so much uncertainty.
We're going to keep trying to provide the community with great shows and to keep our link with local and regional artists strong, regardless of what commissioners in the county decide.
Lodge's exhibit asks you to let go of definition, find connection in chaos, and just enjoy art for what it is.
Even if they wonder what it is and they don't like it and they don't think it's anything, if they still say anything about it, there's some connection, and we're happy.
In Billings, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
Isabel, thank you. A well-known figure in Montana politics and a relentless advocate for Colstrip's future, former state senator Duane Ankney has died. Over the weekend, Congressman Ryan Zinke announced his passing on Facebook. Ankney, who represented the Colstrip area in the legislature for more than a decade, was best known for his fight to keep the Colstrip power plant alive. A former coal miner himself, he often described the town as the heartbeat of eastern Montana and made energy independence a central mission of his career. His voice in Helena left a lasting mark on the state's energy policy and on the community he loved. He was 79 years old. One of the sweetest success stories in Montana agriculture was almost never written. Years ago, a proposed dam almost covered the land that now produces some of the most sought-after fruit in the Treasure State. Fortunately for Montana melon lovers, that didn't happen. In this morning's Montana Ag feature, MTN's Tim McGonigal introduces us to the couple behind the cantaloupe.
Take a walk through, there's one right there.
Ron and Gay Pearson might not be household names, but just about everyone knows who they are.
We'll be walking, like, say, in a store in Great Falls, and somebody will go, "There's the melon man," or "the melon lady."
For more than 30 years, Pearson's Big Sandy cantaloupes have been a hit at grocery stores and farmers markets across Montana.
We took them to Winifred and Big Sandy Grocery first, and they just absolutely loved the cantaloupe. They couldn't get enough of it.
But the work to grow the melons was painstaking.
We hand planted them, we hand rolled the mulch. Everything was done by hand. The watering was done by hand, all of it.
Things got a little easier when they took advantage of a ready-made labor force.
Our two sons were pretty big guys, and then our third son came along and our daughter, and they all helped with it.
Yeah.
The only thing sweeter than the fruit might be the chance to work with family.
There's 4 generations of us now that are involved in the cantaloupe, and there's nothing better than that.
Montana might not be considered a melon-growing mecca, but the Pearsons have found their piece of produce paradise thanks to fertile soil combined with excellent conditions.
It's hot down here. The evenings, the nights don't really get cold. They stay warm, so the melons just keep growing.
The Pearsons also raise cattle and quarter horses, and they grow grain. But from the end of May until the first hard frost, it's all about the cantaloupe, which they handpick starting in mid-August.
But usually in a pickup, there can be, 800 to 1,600 pounds. On the most given markets that we're leaving on Friday night, we have 3 pickup loads.
From curious deer to pesky grasshoppers to the unpredictability of Mother Nature, the cantaloupe business has its challenges.
Whoa.
But for the Pearsons, getting to work with family is something they not only cherish, it's a tradition they'd like to continue.
You know, I'm hoping that one of our kids or grandkids will really get involved in this and just keep it going. I hope it does. You know, I'm 70, so it's not going to last forever for me.
From working with family to being known by just about everybody, the Pearsons are enjoying the fruits of their labor.
It's kind of cool, yeah.
Near Big Sandy, Tim McGonigal, MTN News.